We got another one here. Hey, 19-year-old NLE Choppa breaks up with his girlfriend or baby mama, ex-girlfriend or whatever, and she gets on the internet crying about it. Now, what makes this crazy is his 19-year-old NLE Choppa was dating a 30-year-old woman, apparently. If that's not predatory, every other situation is predatory, but this one apparently. Hey, let's just see what's going on. Right here in this tweet, NLE Choppa says, I am single. I'm man enough to admit it. I'm not ready, and I have some growing to do. W man. Let's see what she's crying about.
I can't tell y'all how hard it is for me to sleep.
Wait a minute. She's 30. You're 30. You're 30. Relax. What makes somebody cry this ugly and cut the camera on?
Oh, how hard it is for me to get up and face reality, because this was not my reality a week ago. Tell y'all how hard it is, because I love so hard, and I love harder and harder and harder every time, and this one hurts the most, because I really thought that I was gonna marry this man.
You thought this was a come up? You crying this hard for a little boy? And no, and I'm not, let me say this. I'm not trying to disrespect NLE Choppa. Listen to, first, there's so many problems right here.
This one hurts the most.
It hurts the most because you can't get your payday. I'm going to just call a spade a spade. I'm not watching this video to beat around the bush. You're 30 years old, hanging around 19-year-old rappers. You are a predator. Say it with me. You are a predator. Who makes those films? You are the predator for real. Like there's no way I'm thinking of anything else. You're crying over 19-year-old NLE Choppa because this one hurts the most and you can't sleep at night because you lost your payday. Simple as that.
Because I really thought that I was going to marry this man.
And you know what's funny too? Hey, if you thought you was going to marry this man, why didn't you propose to him? My thing about this is, first of all, you have on some sort of makeup. It's a little makeup here, but what makes people get on the internet and cry to social media? What does she think she's going to gain out of this situation right here? You're not going to gain anything, any sympathy, any brownie points or anything like that. Once people discover that you are 30 years old and he is 19, honestly, you're going to receive backlash and criticism. You look stupid. Right now, you look silly, you look stupid. And I keep landing on this point of this man being 19 years old because, I mean, he's not even able to drink. He's not even able to get in clubs legally. So how did you find this man in order to engage into a relationship with him? What type of conversations are you having with this man in which you can build some sort of like meaningful bond and relationship and connection right here? I gotta know. And NLE Choppa fires back. So let's see what he has to say about the situation.
That's why I had to distance myself, because I'm not ready for that. That's the part of my life I'm not ready for. It's like we was in two different worlds. And it's like every day I had to bring her back into mine to let her know, like, hey, you told me this is what you wanted, this is what you signed up for. You gotta stick with it.
Let me let y'all know what this means. This needs to be broken down. A young 19-year-old boy who's becoming successful, who's establishing himself not only in his rap career, but as a man, is discovering life. AKA, he's starting to see a lot of women. He's getting a lot of box thrown at him on a consistent basis and in a large amount. Beautiful, attractive women at that. All different countries, all different states, all different cities, everything. He's getting the world thrown at him. And you have this 30-year-old woman, and I checked on her age, she's 26, but I'm calling her 30 for the sake of the video. This 30-year-old woman looking at marriage, you looking to tie him down? And y'all haven't known each other for that long as well either? From my little research that I've done. So what you're telling me here is that NLE Choppa, being a mature man, is saying, hey, babe, I like you. I really, really do. A lot of pussy is out there for me. A lot of situations are out there for me. And I have a lot more growth to do as a person. And honestly, monogamy, to be honest with you, I'm not mature enough to handle. That's a big thing to say for a young man. And give it up for that young man. But for her to sit here and say, I thought I was going to marry you. Girl, you wanted your payday. And honestly, you stupid. Rappers don't get paid that much. You wanted your payday, though. That's all this is. You had some little internet success. You were Instagram's influencer or whatever the case may be. You listen, put your poster girl dresses back on and get back out there. This ain't gonna be the one though.
If I'm caught up, if me and you say, if I tell you I'm a cheat or whatever, and you say I'm cool with that as long as you take care of home, and which I do, I take care of home. Make sure you're right physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually.
Told y'all.
Everything. Make sure I'm hands on with everything. But the littlest bit of peace where I want to do is where I do my dirt at. Because I let you know that, and you approved of it, you signed up for it, you said it was cool. And once I do it, I don't get the peace of mind to do it. I don't feel free, and I don't feel free to who I am as a person.
Got it. I understand what's going on here. And you know what? I'm gonna give a round of applause to this young man, and I'm gonna harken back to PJ Washington. So this is a similar situation, and I just talked about this too in my last video about men being disguised in relationships. NLE Choppa is living in his truth. He is acknowledging the fact that he's getting women left, right, and sideways around the country. So then he brought forth a proposition to his ex, his now ex, and said, hey, I want to live in my truth. There's a lot of women out there for me that want me. And honestly, I want to sleep with them. Now, if you want to break up with me, that's fine. But if you want to allow me to cheat, that's also fine. And she said that's fine as long as you take care of home. Now, did she hold up her end of the bargain? No. I want to applaud NLE Choppa again. This is a bright young man. I want to applaud NLE Choppa again for living in his truth and being open and honest in conversation and not disguising anything. Now, to this young lady, that's the life you signed up for. That's the life you signed up for. And it seems like you weren't really ready to live with what happens in that life. And this is a big conversation to have. But if you can't live up to what actually goes on in these relationships, you need to get out the door. You need to get out the door. I ain't gonna lie. And I brought up PJ Washington because that's what PJ Washington should have just did. He wanted to cheat. He wanted to have sex too. And Hollywood is telling you these are the conversations that they have all the time. Don't lie to these women. Don't lie to these men. Be open and honest in your communication. I applaud young NLE Choppa. I think a lot more people should be like that. Honestly, she thought she was going to get a payday. It did not happen. And honestly, when that pressure is applied, when them stories came out, them DMs, somebody came to her, yeah, girl, I was sucking the skin off your man dick. He told me this was the best head he ever had, da-da-da-da-da. Oh, she ain't like that. And she felt some type of way. But it is what it is. You just got to live with that. Go get a fucking job.